Hello, fellow preppers, survivalists, bug out baggers, preppers, whatever you guys call yourselves out there. I'm just checking out the latest news today on September the 16th once again, looking at the Alex Jones Infowars.com website and going through the headlines. And it's pretty disturbing stuff. In lieu of my most recent video, I explain that war with Iran will lead to something serious. I'm checking out the headlines here, and the first one I'm reading is Israel provides intelligence that may prompt U.S. to join Iranian strike. Now, as you can see, I'm reporting this live and mobile in the cover of darkness. As most people who report stuff like this, you have to maintain moving. Now, going back to the story, I'll read some of it for you. On September the 15th, 2012, Suzanne Posel of Infowars.com reports the following. Actress Angelina Jolie, member of the Council on Foreign Relations, also known as the CFR. There's an evil in disguise, and you might want to do some background research on that. A goodwill ambassador for the United Nations has arrived in Syria to survey the destruction caused by the proxy war created by the U.S. and Israel, as well as confirm that there is a need for the continued supply and support of the CIA-sponsored Free Syrian Army, the FSA. It went on after saying Jolie, after spending time with the estimated 253,000 Syrian refugees, recounts horrific events. She is part of the UN peacekeeping envoy. Because Jolie has traveled across the globe on behalf of the UN before, she has been deployed to help the Syrian people. Ha! Help the Syrian people. There's a big laugh. If anybody knows, Angelina Jolie is part of the Bilderberg group as a backer. She's sponsored by the United Nations, but there's a hypocrisy in itself. Look up UN Agenda 21 for more information about what I think about the United Nations and its plans to depopulate the planet. Back to the story. It is expected that Jolie's envoy will meet with the Assad. UN diplomat traveling with Jolie has replaced Kofi Annan and expects this mission to be very difficult. In the manufactured war concocted in Syria, Al-Qaeda has become a U.S. asset. Al-Qaeda has become a U.S. asset. I could have sworn during the most recent 9/11 events for the last 10 years I've heard that Al-Qaeda was responsible for the bombing of the World Trade Center. Now it's an asset to the United States? You know what? Like I've said before, the World Trade Center bombing and destruction was a U.S. ploy and reason to go to the Middle East and fight and try to obtain control in the Middle East for the oil reserves. There's a bigger story to this, folks. You really got to do some research if you get a chance, because if you really look into this, the Bilderberg Group, the Rothschilds family, and the Rockefellers have a plan to depopulate the planet by 2050, and you're not on the list of keeping alive. They are a bunch of eugenists who want only certain DNA remaining. Jolie is a member of the UN. The UN supports these psychopaths all the time. You can go and look at Alex Jones' website and you'll see, and even Alex Jones himself says, these people are psychopaths, okay? Mainstream media is declaring that the Syrian government is weakening because they are preparing heavy artillery such as military aircraft, helicopters, and tanks. The Obama administration is behind the propaganda, with Jeffrey White, fellow at the Washington Institute for the Near East Policy, a globalist-controlled think tank, a veteran of the U.S. Defense Intelligence Agency, saying that Assad does not have enough combat maneuver units to deal with the rebellion. The UN International Atomic Energy Agency has decided that credible intelligence coming from Israel that Iran has advanced their work on nuclear technology and are calculating their destructive power through computer models. Computer models. Okay? The Iranian people are trying to set up a nuclear power plant to bring electrical power into their homes. Yes, they are researching on computers how to make nuclear weapons, but this is no different than any other country in the world that currently possesses nuclear weapons. Why are some allowed and some aren't? This is pure propaganda bullshit, folks. Really get into this. They've been conducting these tests for 3 years now. The International Atomic Energy Agency is now convinced that Iran will have nuclear capability by November. Yes, nuclear capability, nuclear power, because they're building a nuclear power plant there, folks. Don't get misled by bullshit and propaganda. I'll continue on this story if you wish. The Obama administration is hoping to exact some pressure on China and Russia to persuade them to stop supporting Iran military. In a bogus resolution combined with the influence from Israel, the Obama administration is feeding diplomatic talks while the persistence of the Zionist-controlled Israel demands violent strikes against Iran. Well, if you look into the Bilderbergs, the Rothschilds, and the Rockefellers, they've been nicknamed as the world's elites, the Jew conspirators. They have many names. Whatever you want to call them, Israel is filled with a lot of Jewish people and a lot of politicians. I believe, in my opinion, that this is nothing more than revenge for enslaving Jews throughout history. I don't know, but I think a lot of this is government propaganda being puppeted by the big trillionaires, Rockefellers and Rothschilds, who want revenge. And because our governments go to these two families to borrow money, where do you think governments borrow money from? Not other governments, because the other governments are borrowing it from them. Pretty much they own all the banks in the world. You can look into Alex Jones, Red Ice Creations, or whatever for more information on this, but it's true. The world's a sick place, folks. Hillary Clinton. Oh, there's a good, interesting topic. Clintons have been nothing but scandals since they've... Bill Clinton has come into power when he was president. Hillary Clinton, U.S. Secretary of State, has met with her counterparts representing Germany, China, Britain, and France to negotiate a secret deal behind closed doors. These nations are unifying against Iran. Farce. There's some hypocrisy here. China said they would support Russia if Russia supports Iran. So did North Korea and Japan. So I doubt China has swayed over to the U.S. side. David Albright, member of the Institute for Science and International Security, which is a globalist think tank, has the strong influence over Congress and various forms of U.S. government, has voiced that the U.S. government would want to have a theoretical understanding of working of a nuclear weapon that is then related to the experiments you do on the various components. Albright goes on to say that the two go hand in hand. Well, as you can see, this is leading on. These are preludes to war, folks, and it's coming. Like I said in my video, get prepared. Now I'm going to go back to the main Alex Jones webpage. And I'm going to read some other headlines that are going on through the world. You might want to check out his website. That's Infowars.com. October surprise to categorize Obama. Next headline. Bad omen. Egan-Jones slashes U.S. credit rating in response to Fed's QE. Romney claims to oppose Fed's latest QE deal. Iran responds to massive U.S. Armada gathering in the Persian Gulf. Yes, the Americans are already there. Armada of British naval power massive in the Gulf as Israel prepares an Iran strike. Buchanan, unrest in Obama's naive Middle East policy collapsing right in front of us. Libyan president, foreigners responsible for embassy attack. Yes, that's true. It's been known that the Obama administration launched their own attacks against their embassies. The QE3 quantitatively easing America further into inflation. Look up on the QE3. It's pretty interesting. Chemicals used in Teflon and non-stick cookware linked to heart disease. For all you people who have non-stick pans. Freedom of speech in the West is constrained by the conspiracy theory label. Yes, look that up, guys. Your rights are being demolished. Society now criminalizing parents that allow children to play in the yard. Interesting. Not allowed to have your kids play outside. Producers of pink slime textured beef suing ABC and ABC News. Wow. Israel provides intelligence that may prompt us to join Iranian strike. It's here, folks. WW3. Corzine complains to Judge MF Global Trustee. Actions are hurting his defense. Faber. QE damages economy. Obama says U.S. should not be disturbed by images of protest. TV networks will be asked to boost Obamacare in plots of their top show. Gerald Celadine is on fire. Watch his most powerful analysts ever. Al-Qaeda in Yemen urges Muslims to kill U.S. diplomats over the film. If you haven't seen the film, it's on YouTube, folks. Called Sam Basil. Have we forgotten that humanitarian articles of the Geneva Convention? Yes, we're violating those left, right, and center, even Canadians, folks. So those are the top today's headlines. Check them out on Infowars.com. You can check other news at Red Ice Creations, like I said before, RTTV, and Press TV. You know, folks, if you don't have your bug out bag now, I can assure you within the next week we'll be in the knee deep of war, and it's onset here. And if you don't have your hiding spot yet, I recommend it, because conventional war right now won't last very long, and it will result in nuclear. They always plan these things in fall so that you have nowhere to run. Get your survival skills intact. Start practicing every day after work for this week. Know your bug out bag. If you don't have a bug out bag, email me, geraldpalmer@hotmail.com, and I will send you a list of what to get. Now, to start off, you will need a 45-liter good quality backpack with the hip harness and all. Include in your bug out bag a hydration system, filtration kit, and so on. You can see my other email, Bug Out Bag and Survival, a Canadian perspective. It gives you a list and pictures of things you need. Once again, folks, the end is near and the near is end. And you know what? Where we're going, hell knows. But you know what? Check out the news. Thanks for watching once again. I am Jerry Palmer, co-founder of the Last Sanctuary of the Grove. Have a good night and pleasant dreams.